Hi there, and welcome to this video. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, but if you aren't, welcome back. So let's go ahead and get started. I will be using some long stiletto gel extensions today, and this is by Makartt. I'm going to be using their full system, so this includes both their tips and their gel glue. Basically, I'm applying these like normal. If you are not familiar on how to apply gel extensions, I do have an in-depth video on that, and you can check that out here. Just click that little I button and it'll take you right to that video, and then you can come right back to this design when you're done. So if you have any questions when you come from that video, let me know here or there, and I will answer them for you. Now, I have already done my right hand off camera with my non-dominant hand because that takes forever and filming it just adds more time. So actually, if you guys want to see a video on how I do my non-dominant hand and some of my tips and tricks, let me know and I can film that as well. My tips are all on and fully applied, so I need to cure it in my lamp for about 60 seconds. And once that is done, we're going to prep the extensions and get them ready for some polish. So here, all I'm doing is taking an e-file and a sanding bit and removing the shine from the nail. This basically just roughens up the texture of the nail so the gel polish doesn't slide right off and chip. You can actually replace this step if you want with some base gel. It's really up to you and what works best for you and your preferences. So for sealing the cuticles today, I am going to do the acetone trick. If you are not familiar with this, it has been floating around TikTok for weeks, probably months at this point. And I do actually like it when I'm in a rush. So basically what you do is take some acetone and put it around the base of your nail. This actually melts the extension a little bit to give you a sealed cuticle look. This is very helpful if you do not have a drill because acetone is way cheaper than going out and buying a drill and some bits. And plus, if you're doing your nails, I'm going to assume that you already have acetone in your house, so it makes things a lot more convenient and affordable. Next, I am going to do a bit of shaping and filing to the tips because I want my stiletto tip to be a little bit more rounded than pointy this time. It's just a preference. You don't have to do this step. Moving on to nail art finally, I'm going to get started by applying a base color because we're going to be doing some French tips like you've seen in the thumbnail, the intro, and everything else. So for the base color today, I am not going to be using Beetle's Mocha Mousse Cake that you guys have probably seen 1,500 times and sick of seeing at this point. So I am going to be using Sea, Swing, and Sun by Nail Reserve LA. So I am going to be applying 2 coats of this. Starting off with the first layer, I want to make sure that it is nice and thin. If you want to get the full coverage of this particular polish, I do think that you could use 3 coats. 2 coats is like still a little sheer on me, which is fine because that's what I want to look for. But if you want the actual like color of this on your nail, go for 3 coats. So I did want to do a quick pause right here to let you see what it looks like with just 1 coat. It's not bad at all. It has great coverage, but I personally just want another layer of this. So let's go ahead and apply one. So here is up close what 2 layers looks like. As you can see here, it's still a bit sheer, so it's the perfect base for a French tip, but you can still see that color peek through. It's very close to my natural nail color, which is why I really do like this shade a lot. So next, I am going to be taking a buffing block to remove the inhibition layer from the nails. And I just wanted to use a big word. Basically, what that is the sticky layer you'll feel after you apply a gel polish. So I like to do this step before drawing French tips or really any nail art because I think it really helps the brush glide so much easier. It also keeps the gel polish from like bleeding and it just gives you such a cleaner look. Also, if you make a mistake, you can easily clean up your lines with acetone and it really just doesn't mess up anything. So I really do love doing this. I feel like it's one of the good hacks that I found on TikTok. I'm going to be taking some alcohol in a lint-free wipe and cleansing the nail. Because I did use that buffing block, there is a little bit of dust particles on the nail. And I just want to make sure everything is nice and clean so I can get a smooth surface and a clean polish application with no lint, no dust, no fuzzies in the polish. So as you can see here, applying the alcohol did not do anything bad to the nail. As I'm touching the nail here, my finger is not sticking because the sticky layer is completely gone. So this is what I recommend if you're doing any nail art. So to draw the French tips, I'm actually going to be taking this beige polish from Beetles. And if you are curious of what it's going to look like, you can see my right hand over there in the frame, and that'll give you an idea. So I'm going to take my favorite liner brush and start creating 2 diagonal lines, and it's basically going to be 1 on each side. So once I have those 2 diagonal lines laid down, I'm then going to drag my brush back and forth from left to right until I have the arch of my French tip and it looks the way I want it to. Once I have the outline of my French tips on my nail, I am then going to fill in the gaps with that same liner brush. So here is what they look like. Sorry, the light is being blocked by something and it's a weird shadow, but here's what the French tips are looking like. So I'm going to cure this layer for 60 seconds, and then I'm going to apply a second layer of that beige polish on top. So I'm applying the second layer with the brush that comes in the polish bottle because it's wider, and I really don't have to worry too much about my lines being perfect and extra super sharp and clean, because I already have that first layer of polish laid down, and that really serves as my guide. So any mess that I make here, or if I paint outside the lines, which I'm going to do, you can easily clean up. Once that is done, I am then going to cure my nails into my lamp again for another 60 seconds. So for top coat today, I got a new one. I hope you all are so excited because I keep using the same stuff, and I'm trying my best to switch the products up to give you a full range of possibilities. I'm going to be using this one from iGel Beauty. This is my first time using it, so I'm going to wear it in my day-to-day life, and then I'll come back and let you all know how I feel about it. Here is what the nails are looking like with the top coat applied. It's a very shiny top coat. It has a nice thin consistency, and that's what I prefer when it comes to top coats. So let's go ahead and cure this in my lamp for another 60 seconds. So the top coat is applied. You know, I always show you where you can stop if you don't want to keep going. This is a perfect place if you just want a simple French tip. But of course, we're going to take this up just a notch, and we're going to do a 3D textured design. So I actually found who I think is the original creator, but I'm using her photo here as a reference to the design I'm going to be doing today. To create the 3D texture, I am going to be using the Makartt rhinestone glue, and I love this product when I'm making any type of 3D design because it is such a great consistency, and you don't have to put in a lot of effort to get this product to work. So I'm taking the glue and drawing 3 squiggly lines on each nail. I'm starting off with the line that is going to be in the center of the nail because it really is longer than the other two and it is the focus of the nail. Once I have that one down, I am going to draw the 2 smaller lines, one on each side, that complement that center line. So now that I'm done drawing my lines, they look pretty good to me. I'm satisfied with them, so I'm going to do a final cure in my big lamp for 60 seconds. So for this design, I am not going to add another layer of top coat. We are all done. So here are what the nails look like in natural lighting. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you let me know in the comments down below and give this video a thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed, make sure to do so on your way out. And I will see you in this next tutorial here.